Hi, Michelle. This is Karen from Little Orchid Tarot, and I have your reading here today regarding your life purpose question. So I felt inclined and drawn to do a tarot reading combined with an oracle reading. The oracle cards that I used are the Life Purpose the Life Purpose Oracle from Doreen Virtue's deck, and then the tarot deck is the Line Strider deck from Ciolo Thompson. So right off the bat, the very first thing that I want to say is that the tarot reading I did first, and the oracle reading completely verified exactly what I was feeling. So I do feel like this is a really strong reading, and I hope that it resonates with you because I think there's a really strong message here for you. So the spread that I did was the Mystic 7, and in the position of who you are now and where you are now, I received the 8 of Pentacles. So right away, I saw you working really hard, earning, stable money and learning a lot in the last few years or however long you've been at your role. It does feel like it's been a while, and in this time, you've really mastered the role that you're in. I get the feeling that you're at the point where people see you as an expert, but you're getting the feeling that you've kind of mastered the role, and there could be some boredom there. You have achieved a lot, so I do want you to tap yourself on the back and make sure you're giving yourself the credit that's due. But I do get the feeling that you're kind of feeling stagnant and like there's more you could be doing, but the role isn't allowing for it. One question I wanted to ask you when I was looking at this card was, is this a role, whatever you're doing now, that your family pushed you towards? Or, I always get the sense of like a mom or a dad saying, well, you should do this because it's what you're good at, so go do it. It's that feeling of, I should do it because I'm good at it. So I got that. I don't know if that resonates with you, but that was something that came up when I was reading. And the feeling that you're like, well, I should do this because it's stable and it will provide for my family and for me. So that's kind of why you were drawn to it initially. So for the block, I got the 7 of Wands, and right now I got a feeling like someone's trying to knock you off your game. Either this is, coworkers, people around you, managers. So my feeling and my question was, are you being challenged at work right now? Because I get this feeling that you want to express your uniqueness, your individuality. You want to bring more to the role, but for whatever reason, I get the feeling that you're not being listened to, that perhaps you feel invisible at times, like you have all these great ideas, you have these big aspirations, but no one will take you seriously. And so you've got sort of this drama around you where people are trying to bring you down for this, either by ignoring you or by actually attacking your ideas, either by saying they're, not great ideas, or we're going to go ahead, thank you, but we're going to go ahead and do something else, or just not listening at all. And this card does ask you to get grounded. So you are going to have to try to avoid this drama and stay logical. Prepare to play mind games with people. And the kind of book that came up when I was reading this for me and kept sticking out, so I thought I should mention it, is the How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. Really old book, I'm sure you've heard of it, but he has some great ideas of how to make people think. I know it's kind of, a mind game thing, but sometimes you have to do this in life, to make people think that your idea was their idea, because there are enough people in the world that want to be the winners, want to be the heroes, so they'll only do something if it comes up to their mind first. And so there is some tactics that you can use to get people to get onto your side without them realizing that you're kind of manipulating them to do it. So I do recommend that book if you ever have a chance to take a look at it. It's really interesting, and it might actually help you in these kind of 7 of Wands situations. So for your aspirations, I saw the Magician. And again, here's where I really get the sense that you really want change. You're really ready to shake things up. And you have so many creative ideas, and I get the sense that you have everything you need to manifest them, and you know that. You really are seeing outside the box in whatever role this is, and you're seeing things that management can't see or refuse to see. So there could be some, this is the way we've always done it, or again, it's that feeling of, well, if I didn't come up with the idea, then I'm not interested in pursuing it. And so you're getting really frustrated. You want to stay fresh, you want to do bigger and better things, but you just feel like you can't. And in your fears, I see you really feeling stagnant and looking out to see if your ship will ever come in. It's this sense of like big, deep sighs. I keep seeing you taking these big, deep sighs of patience and virtue and trying to wait for the right opportunity, but you're starting to feel a little forlorn in it, and you're starting to feel like, I might actually have to leave this role because if I wanted to achieve what I'm going to achieve, will this be the place that's going to allow me to do that? And in the past, I see the Hanged Man. So this was a period where in the past you were happy to just hang out. I mean, you didn't feel like you had maybe all the info yet. Maybe you were new at the company, so you gave yourself permission to kind of just get your footing and get comfortable in the role. But it's gotten to a point now where you're no longer that hanged man. You feel like you have everything you need in the magician to move forward, and patience isn't going to be your virtue anymore. So that was then, this is now. That's what kept coming to my head. That was then, this is now. So in your future, I got the Six of Cups. And what this is telling me is go talk to your family. It's time to talk out and find a sounding board from people who love you. And these are friends too, or if you have a really trustworthy coworker friend, find that mentor that has been in your situation and is able to give advice. Because I do see someone who's a little wiser than you, and not necessarily older, but wiser in terms of maybe their experience, that can offer you advice on how to go about enlivening this current role and getting you out of this stagnation, feeling like you're not in the right place. And this card too, I did want to mention that this card asks you to connect with your inner child and find a place of fun and freedom. Sometimes we start taking ourselves a little too seriously in life, especially in our career or what our life purpose is. We get really serious about it, and that's natural. But I think this card does come up when it's asking us to step back and think, what would we do if this were just fun? What would we do if life were just a game? What makes us play and feel good and connects with our heart space? And often this is the kind of stuff that we should be doing for a career, but we don't necessarily consider it because we have to think of money and serious things, and what other people will think of us, and that all comes into mind. So this card is asking you to do that. Can you just step away for a little bit, connect with your heart space, and find the fun in the little things, kind of laughing at yourself. Don't take it so seriously. I think that's really going to help you. And then the final outcome, I got the reversed Six of Wands. And so I must say, I don't read reversals typically, but if they come up in the deck, typically my decks are all aligned, so all the cards are aligned. And when they do come up reversed, it's very abnormal. So I always do read them if they do come up or happen to come up. So for me, this is telling me, unfortunately, this will not be an easy victory for you. There's going to be a lot of hard work. And I think the cards before this are showing that you do need to take time to build your confidence, to find that renewed energy, and to look inside yourself and maybe give yourself some time to talk to other people, to stop maybe thinking about it so much and don't take it so seriously. And then I asked, how can you do this? And I got the Ace of Wands, which, how literal is that? Look within and find what energizes you. Again, that's connecting to that Six of Cups. It's what energizes you, what makes you feel good, what connects with your inner child. What did you want to be when you grew up? Those are all still viable things. If you woke up today and you're not dead, it's because you have another opportunity to find your place in the world and what resonates with you naturally. So that was the tarot spread. And then I did draw 3 cards from Doreen Virtue's Oracle deck. And the 3 cards that I got were sensitivity, study, and leadership. So for sensitivity, this card comes up when it's showing that you are going through a spiritual awakening and that you are very sensitive and potentially an empath. So what this is saying is be very, very careful of your energies at work and the people around you. I think this really is connecting strongly with the card that came up with the blockage position, which was the Seven of Wands, in that I do sense a lot of combative energy around you, competitive energy, people who want to knock you off your game, people who don't want you to succeed. Unfortunately, there are people like that in our workplaces naturally because of competition in the corporate ladder and all that stuff. So this is saying, be very careful of your energies, be careful of who you let around you. It also does suggest that you need a career where you feel good about what you do. If you're a light worker, you need something that fulfills you and gives meaning to your life. You're not just the kind of person who can go in and do a repetitive task, take home your paycheck, and be happy. You need something that resonates with your soul. And again, that's connecting so deeply to that Six of Cups card. So I do want you to take that message to heart if you can. And for the study, what the card is asking you is to notice any synchronicities in terms of any friends or things you see on the internet that are recommending particular movies, particular courses, particular books. So in this reading, I mentioned to you the How to Win Friends and Influence People. You may start to see a particular e-course coming up. You may start to see a particular book. A friend might mention it and then you walk by it and it's in the shop window. Those are the kind of things where the universe is going to put opportunities to learn in your path, and reading materials and courses and lectures in your path. Whatever it is that you start to see synchronicities, pay attention to those, because that's your spirit guides pushing those things in so that you'll see them and take advantage of them, because there is going to be some sort of study or learning opportunity that is going to help you make your decision of where you're next going to go, if you're going to stay or if you're going to go. All that information is going to come from some study and just that discussion with friends and family. And then lastly, leadership. This is angelic reassurance that if you are feeling ready to take more of a leadership position, whether that be to take charge and leave your current role to find something that connects better with your heart space, or to maybe take on a management position or be more assertive and say, these are my ideas, this is what I want from my role, and I'd like to move forward with it. If you can have that schedule, that meeting with your boss, whatever resonates with you in your soul, the spirit guides are saying, yes, you are going to be the catalyst, and only you are going to be the catalyst. Unfortunately, in this situation, I'm seeing everything really being up to you. There's not going to be sort of any hand of God that comes down and changes the current situation. Your coworkers and your management are who they are, and so it's kind of time for you to take charge, and that's what the spirit guides that are coming through now are saying, that you are ready to take charge of the situation, and you have it within you to do so. And I think that's why the Magician came up, because the Magician has everything he needs within him to manifest. So I know this was a really big question. Typically, this is a longer reading than I usually do, but I think there's a lot for you to ponder, and it is a very important part of our life to know what we're meant for. So I hope this gave you some food for thought, and I love any feedback that you might have. You can find me on Facebook at Little Orchid Tarot, as well as Instagram if you're there, at Little Orchid Tarot. So if you'd like to connect further, we can, and I can't wait to hear from you. So have a great evening, and we'll chat soon. Bye now.